Do you remember a moment when you started to feel invisible, even next to the person you love the most? It's a subtle feeling, like a fog that settles between you, making your words seem to echo in emptiness. He stopped listening, and you began to scream in silence, an internal battle that grows increasingly difficult to sustain. The conversations that once flowed like a river are now just a faint murmur. You try to make yourself heard, but the words don't come out with the same intensity anymore. Those little gestures that used to convey love are now merely formalities. What was once an empathetic dialogue has transformed into lonely monologues. Every attempt to connect feels futile, as if you were speaking a language he has already forgotten. You wonder, where did things change? The silences become long and heavy, creating an abyss that seems impossible to cross. Each day you find yourself grappling with the feeling of being a ghost, invisible even beside him. The pain builds up, and this loneliness turns into a silent cry that only you can hear. Feelings of frustration and despair begin to take over. You want him to understand what you're going through, but he seems so far away, so oblivious to your suffering. The smiles and the promises of better days fade away, leaving behind an echo of a love that once was vibrant, now suffocated by silence. The silent cry forming within you is an overwhelming sensation. It's the uncried tears, the shouts that never reached anyone's ears. You feel trapped in a cycle of insecurity, always questioning if he still cares. Every interaction becomes a delicate dance, where you try to reclaim what was lost, but nothing seems to change. And so you begin to reflect on the choices that led to this point. What could you have done differently? Could the unspoken words have changed the course of the relationship? These questions pile up in your mind, creating a storm of emotions that only you can face. However, there is a faint light on the horizon. The first step to breaking this cycle is to acknowledge your pain and not let it suffocate you. The silent cry is powerful, but it is also a sign that something needs to be done. You begin to wonder if perhaps, just perhaps, it is time to express how you feel. No longer in silence, but with the hope that your words, even if filled with pain, can finally be heard. It is a difficult path, but one that is necessary. The journey to being heard begins with the courage to open your heart, to show that you too have feelings that deserve validation. The silent cry can be transformed into a sincere and genuine dialogue, where both of you can find a new understanding. When you finally decide to break the silence, there is a mix of fear and hope. The possibility of being heard is both exhilarating and frightening at the same time. But in this moment of vulnerability, you realize that true love is built on honesty and a mutual willingness to listen and be heard. This could be the real transformation, not just a return to words, but a mutual rediscovery of what it means to truly be present for one another. After all, love is not just about being physically together, but about the connection that transcends space and silence. And it is in that space that you finally feel visible again. The silent cry transforms into a symphony of reconnection, where each note is a promise that, despite the difficulties, love can and must be nurtured. The journey is long, but at the end you may discover that being heard is the first step to being seen again. Did you know that the first step to healing a relationship is to acknowledge the pain that's present? This pain doesn't belong just to you. It belongs to the relationship as a whole. When you feel invisible, that feeling affects not just you, but the other person as well. It's as if an invisible barrier forms between you, making communication and emotional connection difficult. It's crucial, then, that you take the initiative to address this situation. Often dialogue is the first casualty in times of crisis. The conversations that were once frequent and natural become rare and filled with tension. It's at this point that many people choose silence, believing that avoiding the subject might be easier. However, this strategy usually leads to a buildup of resentment and misunderstandings. What you need to do is the exact opposite. Confront the situation head-on. When you decide to open up, it's essential to do so clearly and honestly. Explain how you feel without blaming the other person. Use statements that start with "I feel" instead of "you do." This simple shift can help prevent the other person from feeling attacked and, in turn, create space for healthy dialogue. Talking about your emotions is an act of courage that can lead to a deeper understanding between you. Additionally, it's vital to hear the other person's perspective. Silence can be heavy, but the conversation shouldn't be a monologue. It's a mutual exchange of experiences and feelings. Ask how they feel about the situation and listen actively. Sometimes the other person might also feel lost or confused, but doesn't know how to express it. Creating a safe space for both of you to share your emotions can be transformative. If you notice they are hesitant to open up, don't give up. Communication is a process, and it can take time for someone to feel comfortable sharing. Be patient and continue to encourage dialogue. Show that you are willing to listen, even if the words that come out are hard to hear. The important thing is that both of you feel your voices are valid. You might also consider seeking external support. Sometimes help from a therapist or counselor can be beneficial. These professionals can facilitate dialogue and help identify behavior patterns that may be contributing to the disconnection. There's no shame in asking for help. In fact, it's a sign of strength and determination to improve the relationship. As you open up to dialogue, it's natural to feel fear and vulnerability. These emotions are part of the process, but they shouldn't be a barrier. Remember that vulnerability is a form of strength. When you share your struggles, you not only become more authentic, but you also invite the other person to do the same. This exchange can create a deeper, more meaningful connection between you. Another strategy is to explore new ways to connect. Sometimes, daily routines can make interactions feel mechanical. Try doing something different together, like going for a walk, engaging in a new activity, or even having a conversation about a topic you haven't yet explored. These shared experiences can help break the ice, making it easier to talk about deeper issues afterward. Additionally, don't underestimate the power of empathy. Try to put yourself in their shoes and understand their concerns and feelings. Often, a lack of communication stems from assumptions and misunderstandings. By showing that you care about how they feel, you can open doors to more effective communication. Remember that change doesn't happen overnight. It's an ongoing process that requires effort from both sides. Be prepared to face ups and downs. There will be days when communication flows effortlessly and others when it's challenging. What's important is not to give up. Persistence and commitment are essential for rebuilding intimacy. As you move forward in this process, celebrate the small victories. Each time you feel more comfortable opening up, or when he shares something he's been holding back, recognize those moments as accomplishments. This positivity can help motivate both of you to continue investing in the relationship. Lastly, remember that love is a team effort. It's not just one person's responsibility to make the necessary changes. Both must be willing to put in the effort and commit to the relationship. When both feel seen and heard, the connection grows stronger, and the relationship can flourish again. The journey to being heard and seen is filled with challenges, but also opportunities. By facing the pain and opening up to dialogue, you can not only rediscover yourself, but also rekindle the love that exists between you. This is the true essence of a relationship, being present for each other, even during tough times. Transformation is possible, and the first step starts with the courage to express yourself. When you decide to take that first step and open up, it's essential that it's done in a conducive environment. Choose a moment when both of you are calm, away from distractions and external stress. This might be a challenge, but it's crucial for the conversation to flow naturally. A comfortable setting where you can speak without interruptions creates a safe space for vulnerability. During this conversation, express your feelings clearly. Talk about how you feel about the relationship, but also about what you want and expect from it. Open communication can help clear the fog of misunderstanding that may linger between you. By sharing your perspective, you're not just verbalizing your feelings, but also opening a channel for your partner to share theirs. When speaking, focus on what you are feeling. Avoid using phrases that may come off as accusations, as this can put the other person on the defensive. Concentrate on what you need and what changes you would like to see. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," you could say, "I feel like I'm not being heard, and that makes me sad." This approach can help soften the conversation and lead to a more receptive response. While you express yourself, pay attention to their reactions. Body language and verbal cues can reveal a lot about how they feel regarding what you're sharing. If they seem open, encourage them to speak. Ask about their feelings and how they perceive the situation. This exchange of feelings is crucial for both of you to understand each other's perspectives. If the conversation starts to get tense or emotional, take breaks. It's normal for discussions about feelings to evoke strong emotions. This doesn't mean the conversation has to stop. Instead, Take a deep breath and allow yourselves a moment to process what has been said. These pauses can help prevent the conversation from turning into a heated argument. Another effective strategy is to use active listening techniques. This means listening carefully to what the other person is saying without interrupting. Ask follow-up questions that show your genuine interest. This not only shows that you are listening, but also validates his feelings. When he feels that his emotions are respected, he is more likely to feel comfortable opening up even more. Additionally, be prepared to receive feedback that may not be easy to digest. Sometimes the other person may have feelings or perceptions that you didn't expect. Instead of feeling attacked, try to see this as an opportunity to better understand the situation and his perspective. Each of you has your own view of reality, and recognizing this is an important step toward reconnecting. If communication doesn't flow as you expected, don't get discouraged. It may take time for both of you to feel comfortable sharing. Patience is crucial in this process. If, after several attempts, communication is still difficult, consider seeking help from a couples therapist. A professional can offer a new perspective and tools to facilitate communication between you. It's important to remember that this journey is not linear. There will be days when everything seems easier, while on other days the challenges may be more apparent. Accepting this reality can help prepare your spirit and maintain an open attitude toward the process. This is not a race, but rather a marathon, where every step counts, even the small ones. While you continue to open up and encourage dialogue, it's also vital to take care of yourself. Self-care plays an essential role in your ability to communicate effectively. Take time to reflect on your own emotions and needs. This can include activities that bring joy and relaxation, such as reading, exercising, or meditating. The more emotionally balanced you are, the better you'll be able to handle the ups and downs of communication. Additionally, don't hesitate to celebrate the small victories along the way. Every moment you feel more comfortable opening up, or when he shares something important, is an achievement that deserves recognition. These small victories can create a positive cycle, encouraging both of you to continue investing in the relationship. As you progress, it's important to keep the connection alive. This might mean finding new ways to have fun together, exploring common interests, or simply spending quality time. These interactions can help reinforce the emotional bond and create a space where communication becomes more natural. Finally, remember that love requires constant effort from both sides. It's not just about one person trying. Both must be willing to make adjustments and commit to the relationship. When both partners feel seen and heard, the connection strengthens and the relationship can blossom once again. The journey to being heard and seen is challenging, but full of opportunities. By facing the pain and opening up to dialogue, you can not only rediscover yourself, but also the love that exists between you. This is the true essence of a relationship, being present for each other, even during tough times. Transformation is possible, and the first step begins with the courage to express yourself. It's essential to understand that communication is not just about talking, but also about listening. Often, during a difficult conversation, the tendency is to focus on your own perspective, forgetting that the other person also has a story and feelings that deserve to be considered. When you open up to dialogue, be willing to listen carefully to his concerns. This can create an environment of reciprocity where both feel valued and respected. While listening, avoid interrupting. Give him space to fully express his thoughts and emotions. This practice not only demonstrates respect, but can also reveal aspects of the situation that you may not have considered. Sometimes what appears to be a disconnect may actually be a lack of mutual understanding. When you listen actively, you may start to notice the nuances in what is being said, which can help build a bridge between you. Moreover, it's important to resist the temptation to solve all problems immediately. Many couples fall into the trap of trying to fix everything in one conversation, which can be counterproductive. What you need is to establish an ongoing dialogue. Each conversation can be an opportunity to deepen understanding and work through issues that often require more than one meeting to resolve. When a topic is brought up, the emotional reaction can be intense. It's natural for emotions to surface. However, it's essential that both of you remember that the goal is understanding, not a competition to see who is more right or wrong. By keeping the focus on reconnecting, you can avoid the conversation turning into an unnecessary conflict. This approach helps create a space where both feel safe to share what they truly think and feel. Vulnerability, though challenging, is an essential component for healing a relationship. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable and express your insecurities and fears, you invite the other person to do the same. This exchange can be a powerful catalyst for emotional connection. By exposing your weaknesses, you show that you are willing to work on the relationship, and this can encourage the other person to open their heart as well. In a healthy relationship, vulnerability is not seen as a weakness, but as a strength that allows people to connect on a deeper level. When both partners are willing to show themselves genuinely, emotional barriers begin to dissipate. This authenticity creates a safe space for both you and your partner to feel comfortable exploring the feelings that are just beneath the surface. Another important strategy is to recognize the small gestures that can help strengthen the emotional connection. Often, daily routines can make the relationship lose its spark. Try to revive moments of affection, even if they're simple, like a touch on the arm, a loving glance, or a sincere compliment. These gestures may seem small, but they have a significant impact on how you see each other. Creating new quality moments is another way to revitalize the connection. Shared experiences like cooking together, going for a walk, or even watching a movie you both enjoy can bring back the intimacy that seems to have been lost. These moments allow you to reconnect in a light-hearted and fun way, moving away from the tensions that may have built up. Additionally, don't underestimate the power of personal space. Sometimes feeling suffocated or invisible can result from a lack of space for both individuals to be themselves. Encouraging each other to take time for yourselves can be beneficial. This doesn't mean distancing yourselves, but rather allowing each person to explore their own interests and passions outside of the relationship. This space can lead to a strengthening of individuality, which in turn can bring new energy to the couple's dynamic. The search for hobbies or activities that both want to try together can be an effective way to rediscover the connection. Whether it's dance classes, painting, or even outdoor activities, these experiences can create new memories and energy, helping to reverse the feeling of stagnation that may have settled in. Recognizing and respecting differences is also vital. Each person has their own way of expressing love and affection. What may seem insignificant to one can be very meaningful to the other. Therefore, it's important to check if your expressions of love are being perceived as you intend. Ask him how he prefers to express and receive love. This exchange can open new doors to intimacy and understanding. In times of crisis, patience is a virtue that can make all the difference. Don't despair if communication doesn't flow perfectly at first. Change takes time, and it's essential that both are willing to take steps, even small ones, toward reconnection. Finally, remember that vulnerability and honesty are the keys to strengthening a relationship. By opening up and allowing the other to do the same, you create a space where both can grow and evolve together. This journey isn't just about solving problems, but also about building a stronger and more meaningful bond. When both commit to being seen and heard, love flourishes once again. The path may be long, but transformation is possible. With each step, you move closer to a healthier relationship, where communication is clear and emotional connection is restored. This is the essence of true love, being present for one another, facing challenges together with courage and determination. It is essential in this reconnection process for you to commit to honesty. This means being transparent, not only about your feelings, but also about your needs and expectations regarding the relationship. Often, what hinders smooth communication is a lack of clarity about what each person expects from the other. By expressing your needs directly, you allow your partner to better understand how they can support you. Additionally, creating an environment of trust is vital. This can be achieved by showing that you value their opinion and are open to listening to their concerns without judgment. Establishing this foundation of trust can make them feel more secure about opening up, enabling both of you to share your experiences without fear of retaliation or being misunderstood. It is also important to remember that communication extends beyond words. Body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice play a crucial role in how messages are received. Pay attention to these factors while interacting. A supportive smile or an open posture can facilitate the exchange of information, while a closed expression can create barriers. Practicing active listening, which involves not just hearing what is said but also observing how it is said, can significantly enhance the quality of communication between you. Another effective strategy is to set aside regular moments for meaningful conversations. This can be a weekly practice where both of you commit to sitting down and discussing what is happening in your lives and the relationship. These moments can serve as a safe space to express concerns, share joys, and address any discomfort that may arise. Setting aside a specific time for this creates a routine that emphasizes the importance of communication and shows that both of you are willing to work together. It's also crucial to keep in mind that each of you may have different ways of handling conflicts. While one may be more communicative and direct, the other may need time to process their emotions before opening up. Respecting these times and communication styles helps avoid frustrations and ensures that both feel heard. If you notice that he needs time to reflect, allow him that space, but do so with the expectation that eventually you will reconnect. Empathy should be the foundation of all interactions. This means not only understanding each other's pain and frustrations, but also validating those emotions. By acknowledging that his pain is real and that his concerns are valid, you create a welcoming space that can encourage emotional openness. Questions like, "How do you feel about this?" or "What do you need from me right now?" can help guide the conversation to a safer, more receptive place. Additionally, it's important not to underestimate the power of forgiveness. If there are past hurts or resentments at play, addressing them openly is crucial. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, but rather releasing the weight that those experiences carry. Recognizing past pain and expressing a willingness to move forward can open doors to a new beginning and allow the relationship to grow in a new direction. Furthermore, consider the possibility of creating new rituals or traditions together. This could be as simple as having a game night every week or cooking a special meal together once a month. These quality moments not only strengthen bonds, but also create new memories, helping to replace the negative associations that may have built up over time. Another area to explore is the establishment of healthy boundaries. It is vital that both of you express what is acceptable and what is not in your interactions. Often, the lack of clear boundaries can lead to misunderstandings and resentments. By discussing and agreeing on boundaries, you can create a safe space where both feel respected. In addition to focusing on the challenges, it's equally important to celebrate the progress. Recognizing and valuing positive moments, even if they're small, can help maintain both of your motivation and commitment to the relationship. When you notice that you're getting closer to him, even if it's gradually, it's essential to acknowledge this and express your gratitude. This not only reinforces positive behavior, but also creates a cycle of mutual encouragement. Also, consider the impact of your surrounding environment. Sometimes external factors like work stress, financial issues, or family concerns can influence the dynamics of the relationship. Talking about these factors and how they are affecting each of you can provide a new perspective and help unravel the sources of tension that may be contributing to the disconnection. Mutual support during difficult times can create an even deeper sense of partnership. Finally, be open to the idea that change can take time. Transformation does not happen overnight, and it's important to be gentle with yourself and with him during this process. There will be challenges and setbacks, but every effort counts. Maintaining a positive mindset and focusing on the journey, rather than just the end result, can be a powerful motivator. The true essence of love lies in the willingness to face challenges together. By committing to truly listen to and see each other, you not only strengthen the bonds that already exist, but also create new opportunities for emotional connection. Love is an ongoing process of growth and rediscovery, and as you navigate this path, you may find that not only do you feel more visible, but the love between you becomes deeper and more meaningful. Clear communication is one of the key pillars for restoring connection in a relationship. Often, unspoken words and repressed feelings create an atmosphere of distrust and misunderstandings. To overcome this, it is essential for both partners to be willing to open up and share what they really feel. This involves, first and foremost, creating a safe space where each person can express their emotions without fear of judgment. An effective approach is the practice of active listening. This means giving your full attention to what the other person is saying without interruptions. Reflect on what is said and show that you are genuinely engaged in the conversation. It can be helpful to ask questions that encourage the other person to delve deeper into their feelings. For example, you might ask, "What exactly worries you?" Or, "How do you feel about this?" These questions foster deeper communication and help to better understand the other person's perspective. Additionally, it's important to acknowledge that each person may have different communication styles. While one individual may prefer to address emotions directly, the other may need more time to process them. Respecting these differences is a crucial part of dialogue. If your partner needs some time to reflect, give them space. This doesn't mean you should give up on communicating, but rather that you are willing to be patient while they organize their thoughts. Another important strategy is to establish regular moments for meaningful discussions. This can help create a communication routine where both of you feel comfortable sharing your concerns and joys. These meetings can be scheduled weekly or monthly, depending on your availability. The key is that both of you commit to participating and opening up about what is happening in your lives. Additionally, don't underestimate the importance of expressing appreciation and gratitude. Acknowledging your partner's efforts and valuing the small actions can reinforce the emotional connection between you. A simple thank you for something they did can make a big difference and show that you are attentive to the good things they bring to the relationship. This practice of gratitude can help create a positive environment where both of you feel motivated to continue investing in the relationship. It is also essential to address any resentments or past hurts that may be affecting the current dynamic. Conversations about these topics can be uncomfortable, but they are necessary for healing. Approach these subjects with sincerity, expressing how certain actions or words have impacted you. Whenever possible, use "I feel" statements to prevent the conversation from turning into an attack. This approach fosters constructive dialogue and can lead to a deeper understanding. If, during these discussions, you notice that they are reluctant to open up, try not to take it personally. There may be various reasons why they feel this way. He may be dealing with his own insecurities or fears. Stay calm and continue to encourage him, showing that you are willing to listen and that you value what he has to say. Sometimes, external help can be a valuable resource. Consulting a couples therapist can provide a new perspective on the challenges you are facing. These professionals are trained to help couples identify harmful behavior patterns and develop strategies to improve communication. Don't hesitate to seek this help if you feel that the situation is beyond what you can solve on your own. Additionally, it is vital to take care of yourself during this process. Self-care should not be overlooked, as your emotional health directly impacts the quality of communication you can have with your partner. Make time for activities you enjoy, such as exercising, reading, or spending time with friends. Taking care of yourself will help you maintain your energy and willingness to face the challenges of the relationship. Recognizing small victories is another important part of the reconnection journey. Every step toward more open communication should be celebrated. This can include moments when you or your partner felt comfortable sharing feelings, or when a difficult conversation was had without arguing. This recognition not only reinforces progress, but also encourages both of you to keep striving for improvement in the relationship. Finally, remember that transformation takes time. It is an ongoing process that requires commitment and patience from both sides. There will be moments of frustration, but there will also be moments of joy and connection. The important thing is to remain focused on the goal of building a healthier and more meaningful relationship. Throughout this journey, always keep an open mind to changes. Sometimes what may seem like an obstacle can turn into an opportunity for growth. Be open to adapting your expectations and adjusting your approach as you move forward together. Love is a team effort, and both of your willingness to put in the work can lead to a profound rediscovery of what it means to be together. The commitment to communication, vulnerability, and mutual respect are the keys to revitalizing the love between you. By embracing this process, you may not only feel heard but also rediscover the connection that makes the relationship worthwhile. This is the true essence of love, a space where both partners feel seen and valued, where communication is honest and emotions are respected. Communication is the foundation of any healthy relationship. When feelings of invisibility take hold, it's crucial for both partners to recognize the situation and strive to restore it. This doesn't happen overnight, but it requires a genuine commitment from both sides to strengthen the bonds. It's important to understand that change isn't just one person's responsibility. Each person must be willing to do their part. This means being open to feedback, accepting constructive criticism, and being ready to work on their own shortcomings. It's essential to remember that the willingness to change is a sign of love and respect. Additionally, establishing clear expectations is vital. Both partners should have an idea of what they expect from each other. This can include the frequency of meaningful conversations, how conflicts are handled, and how love and affection are expressed. When expectations are aligned, there is less room for misunderstandings. Conversations about expectations can be challenging, but they are necessary. When approaching this topic, it's crucial to be specific. Talking about what you would like to see changed or strengthened in the relationship can help create a clear focus. For example, you might say, "I would like us to set aside time every week to talk about how we're feeling." This clarity helps shape the dynamics of the relationship. Additionally, it's essential to be flexible. Sometimes circumstances change, and what worked before may no longer be effective. Being willing to reassess and adjust your communication strategies is important. This demonstrates a continued commitment to the growth of the relationship. Another approach is to practice gratitude regularly. Acknowledging and appreciating each other's efforts can be a powerful motivator. By expressing your appreciation for small things, you not only reinforce positive behaviors, but also create a warmer and more loving environment. A simple "thank you for listening" can make a big difference in everyday life. Moreover, working together to resolve issues can be an opportunity to strengthen your connection. When disagreements arise, instead of viewing them as a conflict, see them as a chance to deepen mutual understanding. Facing challenges as a team rather than as opponents can transform the dynamics of the relationship. However, it's also important to respect personal boundaries. Everyone has their own pace for processing emotions and dealing with conflicts. Respecting each other's space is fundamental. This means that if they need time to reflect, you should be willing to give them that space without pressure. Another effective strategy is to create moments of relaxation. Sometimes daily routines can be exhausting and lead to disconnection. Finding time for fun activities can help restore the lightness of the relationship. This can include going out for dinner, watching a movie, or even participating in an activity that you both enjoy. These moments of relaxation not only help relieve tension, but also provide opportunities for emotional reconnection. By focusing on positive experiences, you can start to rediscover the joy of being together. When a relationship is filled with pleasant experiences, it becomes easier to handle the challenges. Furthermore, it's essential for both partners to feel safe expressing their emotions. This requires a trustworthy environment where people can speak openly without fear of retaliation. By creating this sense of safety, you encourage honest and sincere communication. If at any point there is resistance to opening up, don't force the situation. Sometimes it might be necessary to take a step back and allow the other person to process their feelings in their own time. Patience in this regard is crucial, as everyone has their own pace. At the same time, consider the possibility of seeking external support, such as couples therapy. Professionals can provide tools and techniques to improve communication and resolve conflicts. This can be a valuable option, especially when communication becomes difficult. Self-care should also be a priority. Taking care of yourself emotionally and physically is essential for effective communication. Set aside time for activities that bring you joy and relaxation. The more balanced you are, the better your ability to handle the relationship's challenges. Finally, remember that transformation takes time. Don't be discouraged if things don't change quickly. Every small step toward reconnection is progress. Celebrating these little victories can help maintain motivation and commitment. The journey of mutual rediscovery is ongoing and requires effort, but it's an invaluable opportunity to deepen the emotional connection. By committing to open and honest communication, you can not only feel seen, but also rediscover the essence of the love that binds you. This is the true beauty of a relationship, growing together and overcoming obstacles, strengthening the bonds that connect you. Before you leave, do two things now. Take a deep breath and hold on to what touched your heart today. And, if it makes sense, share this story with someone who also needs to hear it.